Okay, let's just see how we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. If you would like to share where you are coming from, where you're tuning in from, drop a little comment in the chat box, say name, location, and maybe your star sign or moon sign or any of your signs. Super excited to be here. And I feel like there is a mosquito in my office and I want to kill them. Okay, here we go. We've got Louisa from Winchester. Leo, great to be here. Welcome, Louisa. Got Christina from Prague, Czech Republic. Welcome. Zara from the UK, Capricorn, sun sign. Rika from Budapest and a Libra. We've got the UK, Caroline, Jennifer, Scotland, Aries. Amazing. Lil calling from Perth. Oh, it's late in Perth, I think. Thanks for tuning in. We've got Amsterdam, Victoria. Beautiful. A little sprinkle from everywhere. From London. Oh, Lily, only 8:30. That's not too bad. Oh, you're the same time as Bali. Amazing. That's so good. Cleo from Dublin and Scorpio. Amazing. Got M from the UK, Gemini. Beautiful. Well, we've got a sprinkling of people from everywhere. Welcome to the masterclass of how to build your online business and travel the world. As you may know, whether you found me just today or you may be following me on Instagram for a while, it took me about a year to really realize I was living in London. And I'm going to go through my whole entire story through this. I've got a little presentation to show you because I like to chat and I get sidetracked, as in I was making reels just before this masterclass. So a little bit about me. I live in Bali with my husband. I run my two businesses here, the self-care space and my business coaching. And it really only sunk in about when I got here 6 months ago to realize that, like, actually so many more people need to be doing this. I've met so many amazing people here in Bali that work from, you know, any like coffee place, co-working space, work from home. There's even people that work back in London time zone, but they live their life in Bali. So there's just so many different ways to make it possible. And I'm going to share with you today how I made it possible and share with you my transition from my corporate years to then building businesses to then leaving London because, hey, it's super expensive, and hello sunshine in Bali. So again, this is just my experience. There are lots of different experiences and I'm going to give you as much information as you want. I'll go through the presentation. Please save your questions to the end, or I might take them as we go, seeing how we go for time. I know it's like mostly lunch breaks where you are in the UK, and so I'm going to try and keep it to an hour, but I sometimes do go over. So let's begin. Let me share my screen with you. And if you guys don't know Canva, Canva is wonderful. This is where I do all my presentations, all my course, or all my Instagram stories, everything. So yeah, welcome. My name's Phoebe Greenacre. Welcome to tag me if anything jumps out at you in the presentation today, and I'm going to jump on later and share a few of the slides. So yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. So today, you kind of know what we're going to get into. I'm going to give you a little bit of a introduction into converting your work experience into online experience, how to create different types of online incomes, because that one was the biggest one for me. Like, I've been coming to Bali forever and like trying to figure out how I can make it possible, how to flip your mindset about what the things you need to do, money mindset as well. how to build the confidence to take the leap, and the truth about the cost of living abroad. So I'm going to share with you my costs currently, and also my costs when I was living in Kenya. And we'll go through that a little bit more in detail. So if you are new to me, welcome. I am Pisces Sun, Pisces rising, Libra moon. I'm about to turn 38 in a couple of weeks, and oh my goodness, I feel like that's an old number, but I am living living my dream life. So at 38, I couldn't be happier to be lighting up other women's lives and helping them find their magic within themselves. So a little bit about my businesses. Currently, I have my coaching and therapy business. I have the self-care space, which I think a few of you are members today. I haven't seen last names. And that is an online library of healing and emotional self-care, kind of like Netflix. And then Silu is my activewear brand, which I created in 2016. And I'm the co-founder, but I stepped down last October. And now I'm not in charge of any of the running to do day-to-day business. I really focus on my coaching business and my self-care space. Silu, I won't go into it, but I just wasn't passionate about selling leggings anymore. I was past the creation stage. I love creating, which is why I'm in the business of helping people create businesses. So that is kind of a little snapshot of where I'm at the moment. Long time before, this is me, 25, working corporate in Australia. I went to university. I did 4 years of a business degree in Japanese. I had 3 jobs while I did that, paid my whole way through. I then was a financial planner for a financial planning company. I thought that was the dream. I was looking over the Opera House. I was seeing Sydney Harbour. I got to get fancy suits and wear that to work. But after 6 months, I was like, no, this is not for me. I cannot do this. This doesn't bring me alive. So I've been on this journey of finding what brings me alive. And if I find something, whether it's a company or a collaboration or partnership, I stay there as much as it brings me alive. And then when it doesn't, I leave, or I step down, or I move on. And for those who know human design, I am a manifesting generator, and that is very much my unique energy or my unique design. So if you don't know about human design, that is something that I definitely think you would love to look into. I then moved into a makeup company for nearly 5 years, from in the digital marketing section, which when Facebook was born, and when websites started. So I kind of looked after like the first kind of foray into digital marketing. Then moved on to a travel company in marketing, and then a luxury department store in marketing, heading up the whole team. And then at 29, my Saturn return, I quit my 9 to 5. I didn't write this here, but I went through a huge breakup, lost like my complete soul, and figured out that I needed to start over. So I moved to London. I contracted for a little bit, started freelancing again, and then co-founded Silu, founded the self-care space. So just a little bit, there's a lot of experience there, and it's sometimes hard to put it like in a little nutshell, but I did the corporate slug. I was there, I turned up on time, I was getting awards and that kind of thing. I was definitely a seeker. I was seeking something that was bringing me alive, and after 10 years I was like, it's not it. This is definitely not it. So one of my biggest quotes that I love, and I tell all of my clients, whether they are 21 or 51, that you are never late. You are never too old to start over. It's never too late. I remember when I was moving to London, and all of my friends were like, Phoebe, you're 30. You should have a boyfriend or a husband, and should have a car and a house and buy it, get some kids. And I was like, that's just not my vibe right now. Like, I need to go and explore and travel. So off to London I went. And so here's a little bit of a, like, it's never too late to learn. Straight out of school, I went into university, and then I was so passionate about learning and growing and like seeking out what it was going to be that brought me alive. And so it was an event planning course at one stage, a digital marketing course to bring me up to speed of like all of the ins and outs of that world, a TV presenting course, because, you know, I thought that I wanted to be a TV presenter. I did a little sprinkling of like jobs in Australia and London, and that was like in the transition time of building up my business on the side. So I love being in front of the camera now, thanks to that course. Yoga teaching, business coaching, embodied flow, pregnancy yoga, somatic therapy, yin training, somatic stress release last year, and this year I'm in a mastermind. So I just love learning. I love training. And if you look, my North Node is in, and I don't know if you guys are into astrology, but I definitely am. My North Node is in Gemini, and Geminis love, like, they're insatiable for learning and growing. So I'm like, oh, that's where that comes from. So taking your work experience to online experience. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can't just move to Bali or Kenya, or, you know, maybe it's Mallorca, because I don't know how to make my skills transferable to the next destination, or how to create it online. So a lot of the women that come into my business coaching course, they take their current experience and either they mold it and use it for like a business or consulting online. So I've got ladies that have been in IT, and then they end up teaching women how to use IT for their own businesses, lawyers, all that, coaching. So people go from school teaching to coaching, but I'll go through this on the next slides. And a good thing you can do with this is like outline your current skills and then see what type of jobs you can do with that skill. And then if there's any gaps, that's when you kind of like, okay, I need to upskill in this, or I need to retrain to fill in the gaps. This mosquito is going to kill me. Some client examples. So Angarad was from Wales. She was a school teacher. Now she's a full-time women's period coach. Danica was office admin for 20 years. She then started a facial business, and realized that that wasn't where she wanted to put all of her focus. She wanted to be virtual and around the world. So she's now a virtual assistant. Marsha, she was based in London. She was a psychologist. She used to work for the UN. Now she's the founder of a self-care website or information and for people going through menopause or perimenopause. Carly, London, investment banker, and she's gone completely like in the different direction, built her own activewear brand, and she launched that this year called Lenny London, and also a mental health company. Eleanor, she was a in-house designer in the UK, so graphic design, and now she created her own graphic design company, and she is mobile and free to move around wherever she needs. Helen's just graduated my last program. She was a school teacher, and now she is a mindset coach. And then Karina, London, office admin, and she's retrained as a yoga teacher and relaxation guide. So I just wanted to give you like a little bit of an overview of like what people start at and what people end up at. And this is just taking a sprinkling of clients that I worked with last year to see that there's endless possibilities, and it's not like impossible. These things are possible if you put your mind, your energy, and your investment towards it. Because we can be in here in one spot, and to get to here, you know, it can look like a huge mountain. And so my ethos is just like baby steps. Maybe you're not going to become a yoga teacher overnight. Maybe you're going to take a 12-month course and learn the skills of being a yoga teacher. Maybe you're going to put a 2-year timeline to it. Becoming a somatic therapist, I did 500 hours over 3 years. So that was definitely not an instant thing, but I committed to it and I slowly chipped away at the course. I did so many practice hours and I had to write up reports for it. And, You know, you really have to put in the effort if you want to get to the dream life that you want to get to. So a quick timeline of my timeline from London to Bali. So January 2020, I was based in London. I was operating Silu and I was the CEO there, managing team, warehouse, factories, everything, all of our consultants. March 2020, went into lockdown, taught my first online class for free, and was like, I didn't, sorry, I'm just going to cover up my legs for the mosquito. Damn. Taught my first online free class, and I had no idea. So I'm going from being a CEO, my Instagram was more about travel and about like my business and that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, like the first day of lockdown, I was like, I'm going to teach a live meditation. I was just like, I'm just going to get online. I'd never done an Instagram live before. I was like, I'm just going to get online. I'm just going to teach a meditation. And just because I could see everyone was suffering, like the people in my network, my staff, friends, so I just jumped on. I just was like, feel the fear, do it anyway. People need healing. Then from March to August, I taught online classes, meditations, bedtime meditations, loads of it for free as well. Sometimes I would teach bedtime meditation, I think for like 6 weeks straight. And I used to have like 150, 200 people come just to be able to like go to sleep listening to meditation. So I flipped my perspective from me, like me traveling, me being the CEO, and this was what happening at Silu, to we the collective. And that's where in August 2020, I launched the self-care space. I had a whole bunch of women that had been coming to me weekly for all of these classes, but they kind of wanted the videos to be in their own time. So created the library for the self-care space. September 2020, I reached 150 members in my membership. And I was just like, whoa, this is like completely like another income that I'd never, ever thought about having. And I was like, I could live off this income. I could go somewhere else and live off this income. So October 2020, decided to leave London and move to Bali, applied for the visas online. November 2020, got the visas, started to sell everything, sold our whole entire apartment, literally everything, the coats, everything. December 2020, the UK residents got locked out of Bali and we decided to go to Kenya because that was still open. January 2021, I launched my first business program. June 2021, moved to Bali finally. And September 2021, I sold Silu and stepped down as CEO. And then just focused on my coaching business. If you're like interested about this story, let me pop in a chat box, just like, yes, I'm loving this, just so I know that you're listening. Okay, so the next thing is like how to make online incomes. I thought, yes, you're loving it. Okay, great. Just wanted to check that you're still with me. Online incomes. I was like, how do I live overseas and not be in a city where I'm tied to the job or tied to the location? And people are like, oh, work online, like sell digital things. And I was like, what is this? This is not a real job. This is definitely not, like, I can't live somewhere else and earn a living like that. Like, oh, like all of these things you see on the internet. And then it was actually happening. Like once being in London, my first product I sold before even the self-care space, before even I thought about leaving London, I sold a meditation for £5. Just one bedtime meditation for £5. And then I think during those next couple of months, I think I sold like 500 of them. And I was like, holy moly, just from one meditation. I was like, that's like, that could pay rent this month. And so this kind of got me interested in, like, it didn't have to be difficult. It didn't have to be like so, so complicated. And so I wanted to go through just a different little bits of online incomes that maybe you've not thought about for. So digital products in my world, that's meditation, ebooks, yoga classes, services or products. So you could be selling products. I know a lovely girl that lives in Bali here. She's one of my friends. She gets jewelry made here and then she sells back in the UK. She ships to the UK and sells online and in stores there. So services, one-to-one Zoom sessions, memberships, monthly recurring revenue, that's the MRR, online courses, affiliates. You can establish relationships with like other service providers, or little things like if you sign up to Flowdesk, which is the email marketing that I use, if you use my link to sign up, I get $19. So little things like that, you think they don't add up, but when you're sending out weekly emails to, you know, slowly, I built the newsletter from 0 in 2020, and I now have like 2,000, 3,000 people on it. $19 adds up if you're getting 10, 20 people sign up per month. You're like, oh, this adds up. It's not a lot by itself, but when you think about layering all of these different products, memberships, courses, it all adds up. And you're like, actually, this adds up to more than my corporate job. And that's when you're like, this is really possible. So prior to COVID, Silu made up 80% of my like salary, or like the money that I drew from the company. And then in-person yoga teaching was 5%, in-person therapy was 10%, and retreats was about 5%. So majority was coming from the company that I created, which it was kind of like going back to a corporate life. We had an office, we had a team. I had to manage everything from the coffee that was in the cupboards to payroll to the law. And so it started out as like something fun to do, but then it ended up being like a lot of responsibility just for me. And I realized in this time, once I started to earn money online, I was like, maybe it's time to move on. So my income streams during 2020 went from Silu was 40%. I was still working 40 hours plus a week, but my online activity was 70%, and that doesn't add up to 110%. So this is why I'm not an accountant, but the majority of my income was coming from my online activity, and I was only working a couple of hours a day. So like 1 hour here, maybe mostly on the weekend as well. And this is when I had the light bulb moment. I was like, okay, something has to shift. It was time. I need to move to Bali. And Bali's always been really close to my heart. I've been coming for more than 15 years. So you can see online income streams. I've got the self-care space, one-to-one coaching, digital products, workshops, courses, affiliates, online yoga classes, online therapy, and then the random paid collaboration, whether that's from whether that's from Instagram or maybe from a brand asked me to record meditations for them. So a lot of different ways that you can get money. And this is I'm just showing you from my experience how this all works at the end of the month. This is where it all of it comes from. So the baby steps to freedom. It wasn't like March, I started like, I'm going to move to Bali and start an online business. I had no intention of starting an online business. I had a thought about, I really like to move to Bali one day, and I had no idea how to make that happen. So you'll see I started with free classes. April, I had paid classes. May, I did digital downloads, the 5-pound meditation. June, I had the idea for the membership. July, I literally spent the entire month filming and building the self-care space. I built it all myself. August, I launched the self-care space. November, I had created my first paid workshop, which is my dreams workshop, which I know some of you have come to. December, I sold my first business course. January, moved to Kenya. June, moved to Bali. So literally 1 year and 3 months to baby step my way. Or if you go from March to January, literally like 8 months to leave the UK. So it doesn't need, and this is like a completely different business from my main thing from Silu. So I just wanted to show you that it's possible. Type in the chat box if you think that it's possible for you too. I would love to know if you think this is possible for you, because mindset is everything, right? If we don't think this is possible to us, then it's probably not going to be possible. Yes, this sounds amazing. Louisa says yes, super inspiring. Thank you. Yes, it is possible for you too. And it's about finding your unique gift, what lights you up, and then focus on that. Because this business that I now create, I love it. I love everything I do. I love these masterclasses. I love creating the screen slides. I just like, it lights me up. And this is why it's been such a passion of mine to now teach other women to do the same thing in their own right. Okay, so let's go on to flipping your mindset. And I just asked, is this possible for you? So you need to embody, this is possible for me. I am going to start my own business, or you maybe already started your own business, and maybe you are in a place where you want to leave or you want to move. So you're like, this is possible for me. And you may want to repeat that to yourself. I am moving to Bali one day. I am starting my business one day. This 2022 is my year. I am going to make this happen. So little tips you can have is like having it around your mirror at home, listening to affirmations, writing it down, journaling, like literally embody that. So every little single cell in your body knows that this is possible for you. And the mindset is that, how can I work smarter, not harder? Because when I was working with Silu, even though I built it to a place where it was, I needed more people, and more people cost more money. So it just got to a point where I was so overwhelmed with what I needed to do. And I literally could never catch my tail. So I just want you to know that there is other ways than working full time in an office or working full time in whatever job that you're doing now. There are other ways to make a living and working less hours than you do now. So flipping your money mindset is huge. I have come from a family where I didn't have a lot of money. My dad left when I was 2. At points in our lives, I was living in a women's shelter with my mom and my sisters. And so we never had like enough. You know, if I said, can I get that? Mom would be like, no. Can I get that? No. Can we go out for dinner? No. So I knew very early on that I had to change my relationship with money. So if you don't know what money mindset is, or you've never heard of that term, your money mindset is your personal beliefs and attitude towards money. It can affect how you save, spend, and handle money. A person with a positive mindset, positive money mindset, has beliefs like, I don't have to compare myself to others. I enjoy helping others. I have the freedom to spend, but I don't have to. And it is possible to achieve my financial goals. So the benefits of having a positive money mindset: you look for opportunities instead of the roadblocks. You recognize that every financial situation is fixable. You see the value of asking for help. You accept the small steps and add up to progress. You turn your attention away from what's wrong and focus on opportunities for success. And to determine your actions and results when managing money. So this was something super, super important, that if you've always looked at money like, I don't have enough, I never had enough, I can't afford to do this. Again, changing that affirmation, changing that belief system starts with the basics. Like, I have everything that I need to live, to work, to exist. Like, I am full. I live in abundance, and abundance comes to me. I go a little bit deeper into this because it's very much rooted in childhood, like how your parents brought you up. If your mum said that buying flowers is a waste of money, or we never have money to buy flowers, or, you know, we can't afford this, that's what was drilled into me. And so I had to relearn that. Now, when I buy flowers, I'm like, this is a celebration of life. And this brings me joy and this brings me happiness. So it's about flipping very small steps. Like someone can say, someone with a lot of money can also have a bad money mindset as well. So it's not about being rich and having a positive money mindset. It's looking at what you have and thinking that you have enough and that there will always be enough. The universe will always provide for you. So questions for you. You may want to screenshot this page, but I'll read them out now. You may want to take some notes. Where does my money mindset come from? This could come from parents, your childhood, the friends that you hang around, or the people that you hang around, aunties. It comes from a lot of different places. So when you answer that, answer it without judgment, being like, oh, my mum gave me this money mindset, or my money mindset comes from my stingy grandparents, or, so just be like, oh, I am aware that that's maybe where my mindset around money comes from. Just be aware of it. You don't need to fix it. You don't need to judge it right now. You don't need to ever judge it. And then questions. What am I scared of? So there's a huge fear piece around money mindset. Like when you buy something expensive, you're like, this is too much. I can't do this. This is crazy. Like this is the most I've ever spent on something. Or if I spend this last, or 50 pounds that I have, I'm not going to have any money ever again. Ask yourself, am I committed to retraining my mind? And even just you guys showing up here today, I can tell that you are curious, that you want something bigger for your life, that you want to change. So I think that you maybe are committed to retraining your mind. Who do I hang around and what are their money mindsets? And then can you surround yourself or be inspired by people that are living your dream life? And are you committed to learn from people who will raise your money mindset? They say, some study, I'm not very good at quoting studies, but I remember there is a study. The 5 people you spend the most time with, that is who you are going to become like. You are going to have similar money mindsets. You are going to probably have similar kind of outlooks on life, similar things when it comes to career progression, love. So if you're hanging around some people that have negativity, who are toxic, who don't want to do anything to change their life, then maybe I would say maybe it's time to go seeking for some new friendships. And I know that can be scary and difficult when you're like, oh, I'm 28 and I only know my school friends, or I'm 30, nearly 38 and moving to a whole new city. I need to get new friends. But what I did when I got here, I actually called in people that light me up. And I didn't want to just have any friends. I wanted people that were on the same vibration and that were excited for life and that were here to raise each other's vibrations as well. So maybe just do a little audit of who you spend the most time with and how do you perceive them? Are they negative? Are they positive? Do they have good money mindsets? Do they have an abundance mindset? And that might be a good first start to maybe spread your net a little wider, or maybe ask the universe, manifest some new friends. So how to build your confidence or to make the leap. How to quit your job, how to start your business, how to flip your mindset, how to leave your city or country. It would be great to know who is here. What is your next step? What are you trying to make the leap for? It'd be great to know if you want to chat in the box. Do you want to quit your job? Do you want to start your own business? Do you want to leave your city or country? What is the next big leap for you? So we've got Zara wants to start my business. Robin wants to leave the family business. Emma wants to leave winter somewhere hot. Yes. Leave the country, Caroline. Training as a coach and start my business. Recently recovered from long COVID, so not working in my old job. Lots of good things to look forward to. Start my business and move back to Sydney, leave my corporate job and start online brand, start my online business, quit my job. I mean, these guys, these are amazing. These are huge things. I'm so excited for you guys. So remember, it is possible. It is possible. So sometimes, so I just want to say, sometimes it is hard to look at the mountain that you want to get. So say you're here at A and you want to get to B, and you look at the mountain, you're like, fuck, that's a big mountain. That's a really big mountain. And so normally we're like, I'm not going to go to that mountain today. I'm not even, nope, out of the box, out of the question. It's not for me. But my mentality is baby steps. Baby step your way to the new training. Baby step your way to maybe cutting down your days. Baby step your way, maybe just having that initial conversation, whether that's with your partner, whether it's with a business. It's all about baby steps. So one of the first thing is when you get clear on your values, and I go through this in my dreams workshop, get clear on your values. If your values, like, I think I go this on the next slide, but my values are like freedom, flexibility, community and connection, sustainability. And if you're working at a place and it doesn't allow you flexi working time, it's like going against one of your like main values. If you work at a company and they like create more toxic garbage than, you know, working for a company that's sustainable and does recycling, that's going against your values. So when you get clear on your values, you get clear on your why. Like, why am I here on this planet? What is my purpose? What lights me up? And so when you really have a really strong why, like my why is to help women come back to their body, the wisdom that is in their body, to realize that they have all the magic inside of them so that they can go forth into the world and do whatever that lights them up, whether that's creating a business, whether that's just like finally loving when they look in the mirror, whether that's not having anxiety and attacks anymore. And when I think about my why, I'm like, I love my why. This is why I do what I do. And this is what makes sometimes the bad days, because we all have bad days. And we all, you know, can have a good cry session, that we come back to the why and be like, yep, this is my why. This is why I have done this. And this is why I'm making those baby steps, even though they're sometimes hard, towards that goal. So, and then create a plan. Create a plan. What does this week look like? What does next week look like? What does the week after? What does next month look like? And all of those things are in my dreams workshop. If you want to plan, it's a 2-hour workshop. You get a like 50-page planner to then write it down, all of the things that you want to plan for this year. Invest in your growth. The only way to get to A to B, sometimes it can be like very slow, very, very slow. Investing in your growth, investing in whether it's therapy for yourself, whether it is new trainers, because maybe one of your goals is you want to run a marathon this year. Be like, I don't need new trainers. But investing in you is the biggest investment that you will ever make. No one's going to come up and be like, excuse me, can I please give you some money to invest in yourself? I mean, I wish that I had parents that did that, but I didn't, and I had to lead my own path. And if you have, then that is great. But I want to be here to say to you, invest in your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, that when you do that, you're going to love living in your body much, much more. You're going to love doing what you do much, much more when you are investing in you. And surround yourself with like-minded cheerleaders. Coming back to the friends thing, or if it's the family thing, like it is so amazing to have like-minded cheerleaders in your corner when you're like, hey, I'm about to do this crazy thing. And they're like, yes, do it. Like, we've been there, we've done it. Like, you can do this. And a lot of my friends this last year, my new friends that I've made, they're either been in Bali or Kenya, all online. I have some beautiful friends that I meet up with on FaceTime that we've never met in real life. We message each other like constantly, and we check in with a FaceTime. And that is just, we just met online. It was just like a reach out, like, hey, like, I really love what you're doing. I really like what you're doing. Do you want to be friends? So put yourself out there and know that there are just humans, just probably wanting the same connection as well, probably just wanting to be supported as well. So yeah, like I said, these are my values: freedom and flexibility, authenticity, connection and community, adventure and newness, health and wellness. And I like having a place to share my message. I like talking. I like sharing. So think about maybe flipping your mindset around, like, okay, you don't have to do what I did. That was just, I just wanted to share that insight. But is remote working an option? And I know a lot of people are working remotely at the moment. So is remote working an option? Like, can you move to Mallorca? Can you, I'm just picking hot places, like, can you move to Ibiza? Is it possible to do a 3-month trial? Because I know, being a boss, and someone's like, can I please, and we had flexi working time at Silu, can I please go to Mallorca for 3 months and I'm going to live on the beach? And I'm like, I mean, I'm open to it. We're all online, digital based. And if that's what you're doing at the moment, you know, bosses are like, well, if they don't want to lose you, then they'll be like, yeah, let's do a trial. Let's see how it works out. And you're like, yes, damn. I can give you a good example. My cousin, who lives in Australia, he is a radio host, and he just loved traveling, loved being overseas. And he's like, man, I just want to be, you know, I just want to come over and spend 3 months in Europe. And I was like, ask your boss. And he's like, no, they'll never let me do that, blah, blah, blah. I was like, he did like the afternoon drive show or something. And it was just by himself. I was like, ask if you can set up in Rome, set up in Italy, deck out an apartment like a studio, and work from Italy for 3 months. He's like, no, they'll never say yes, like, that's silly, whatever. And I was like, what's the worst that they can say? What's the worst thing? He's like, no. I was like, will that kill you? And he's like, no. So I was like, just ask. And guess what? They said yes. He did a 3-month stint in Italy. And he's like, I ate pizza every day, and he got to spend the whole day, and he just worked like 9 p.m. till midnight, so 3 hours. He's like, I can make that happen. And then the next year he went to Austria and a few other places as well. So he did it twice. And now he's moved on to another job. But, you know, you just never know what they're going to say. So that's another, just like to take the pressure off of like, you got to quit your job and start your business. It doesn't need to look like that. And remember that this is not forever. This is just the next chapter. And I think we put so much pressure on, if I quit my job and start my business and move here and like it doesn't work out, then I'll be a failure. Let me tell you, I have failed many times. I have started businesses many times. I don't look at them as, oh, I failed. I just like, I outgrew it. It didn't work for me. I didn't like it. And I move on to the next thing. So this is not forever. So that might take the pressure off you making that next step. Also, making the transition easier. Invest in you, your best asset. So if you don't know the steps to do the things that you want to do, like get a coach, work with someone that has already done those steps so that you know you're learning from the best. And that will help you quantum leap rather than having to like stress out so much. Get accountability. Maybe you want to tell your friend, you want to tell your new online friend what you're doing. And so keep each other accountable. Check in, be like, how are you going with your plan? What's on your thing this week? Save really helps. In 2020, because it was kind of like a forced saving, right? There was nowhere to go, didn't buy clothes, didn't go out for lunch or dinner or get the tube in London. So I saved a lot of money that year. And that helped me have a little bit more confidence and made the transition easier to move and leave the UK. Learn new skills, be open to learning new skills. I learn new skills all the time. I'm like, don't know how to make a podcast, gonna learn how to do it. And I learn and I study and I make it happen. I got a little mini course from people that have had a really successful podcast, and I did that, and now I have my podcast. So you should always think about learning more skills, upgrading your life, and yeah, creating this lifestyle change. Another example is cut down from full-time to part-time if it allows. I know a lot of companies really like that idea, because they're like, oh, hang on, if she can get the job done in 3 days, we only have to pay her for 3 days. That's amazing. So maybe, you can drop down to 4 days, drop down to 3 days. And, this may not be applicable to everyone, but it is just an option to make it more the transition smoother. Move back home if that's possible. It wasn't for me. But yeah, if you can save money, move back home, that would be like a really good buffer. If you can handle your parents. And then sell lots of stuff, like sell all of the things you don't need, sell everything. So sell more, because you'll always pick up things along the way. Literally sold my entire apartment last year, everything from the Hoover to the pots and pans. I literally sold everything. Facebook Marketplace is your go-to. Olio in the UK is quite amazing. That's just for free stuff if you want to just get rid of it. That helped me a lot when I was moving. So living abroad, just to give you a little insight into my last year abroad, and the cost. So living in Kenya, and I'm going to give you a rough estimate of what my friends and I were paying for rent per month in Kenya, in Watamu. This is the little place down here. Lived on the beach. Around £200 to £400 per month. So depending on how big your budget is, you could be in like a small like Airbnb or homestay, and £400 is maybe a better Airbnb, or sometimes the hotels, like houses and stuff, would rent out rooms. Monthly food, £100 if you're like buying everything at the grocery store and cooking at home, or even just eating local food, like going to the markets. It's like super, super cheap, like £1 for a meal. Or monthly food up to £250. And this is average. Like some days I would have peanut butter on toast, and then other days we go out for a really nice fancy dinner. And this is just kind of like general living. You can obviously go much cheaper, because I know people in Kenya eat a lot for a lot less. And I know of people in Kenya that spend £250 in one meal, so which is quite hard, but I just want to give you a little example. So phone credit, I was spending about £15 because I was using it all the time for social media and my business. So there's a little example, $315 to $615 per month. When you're budgeting, I would always say, like, think about the top end of the scale, so that you don't go way too cheap. But there's always cheaper options, and there's always more expensive options. Extra things, an Uber ride. I ride Uber ride, but there's no Uber in the place where we stayed. This was like jumping on the back of someone else's motorbike. Depending on how far you would go, you would just give them the money that they asked for, like 100 Kenyan shillings. So like very small. I had a massage guy come to me once a week. It was £10. It was amazing. A weekend away, depending on where you're going, but like around the coast, £30 per night could get you a cute Airbnb, or a like 3-star hotel. Flight to Nairobi for £30 on average. And again, this is just last year, so I'm only going off my own experience. Who thinks that is cheap for monthly costs? Or is that cheaper than or more expensive than your monthly costs where you are right now? Because compared to London, this was so much cheaper. And I was like, wow. Then once I got to Kenya, I was like, okay, this is why didn't I do this sooner? We spent so much money on rent in London, so much. So this is now Kenya, Bali. So again, how long is a piece of string? Monthly rent, £300 to £550. So I'm paying £550, which is at the higher end of the spectrum, but I have a whole complete villa, like 1-bedroom villa to myself. My husband has one complete villa to himself next, like in the same kind of complex, but that's the most expensive. I've got friends living in hotels right now and negotiated monthly things for £300 per month. So like, and these places are beautiful. Monthly food around £200 for just like grocery shopping, £50 a week, and then £350 if you're going out. We eat most of our meals at home, and we go out for lunch and weekends. So we do like breakfast and dinner at home. So that's kind of my rough guide. Phone credit is £10 for a local SIM, and that gives you like 15 gig. My motorbike is 40 pounds, but you can get a cheaper one. I've got like a brand new one because I was like, I haven't ridden a motorbike before. Well, this is a scooter. And then insurance, petrol, £5 for about a month. It's pretty cheap here. It's like for couple of pounds to fill up your tank. So that's pretty cheap. Insurance, my insurance that I have is £30 per month. So yeah, total is 565 to 990. Again, that's everything. Living in London was much more expensive for me. Kelly has asked, where did you find out where to live in Bali? I booked a hotel for the first 2 weeks in Canggu, which is like let's just say the city of Bali. It's not really, but it's like the cool hip place. Maybe it's like the Notting Hill or the Shoreditch place, but it's like the cool place where the cafes and restaurants are. We found places to look at via Facebook. There's heaps of groups on Facebook with places to live. Canggu community, Canggu girls is, or girls of Canggu, that they're Facebook groups as well. So you just, for the first 2 weeks I was here, literally went on all of the Facebook pages, got property agents, messaging, and like we went and saw a lot before we found this place. Louisa says, what's the Wi-Fi connection like? It is amazing. Kenya, not as great, but I managed to run my online coaching business, Silu, and uploading videos to the self-care space. So that is, yeah, it's possible. Bali's great. Co-working spaces are great. I have amazing Wi-Fi at my house. It's pretty good. Like everyone says Wi-Fi is like no problem. Once in this whole 7 months that I've been here, we had a storm and it was just impossible to get online, like a really bad storm, as in bad as like the electricity went out. So that is it. Extras, hotel weekend away. Bali is so cheap right now for hotels. Again, you can spend up to like £500 for like the most bougiest place ever, but you can get really nice places. Like the places, if you've been following me on Instagram that I go, it's around about £25, £30 a night. Massages, £10 per hour. I get 2 a week. I am like, really, I love massages. I like to just be like, you know, £10 I used to spend on lunch. So now I get massages. A driver for the day is £15, or a boat trip to Nusa Lembongan, where we love going, it's 30 minutes away, is £10. So visas, yes. So a B211 visa is what I came here on. It is a business visa. You can stay up to 6 months on the business visa. I think it was around 150 to £200 to get. And every month I paid £50 or $50 to renew it. You need to you get there for the first 2 months. And then after the next few months, you just renew it for £50. I have an agent's number. I can give you her number. You do it all over WhatsApp. I was like, this is dodgy. But now I've renewed that visa again. And now I've actually applied for long-term business like investment visa, which was 2 years. So after the first visa, and you don't need to have like a business to get the business visa. You're just saying, I want to come to Bali to buy a villa, and that's business. So it's pretty easy. I hope that explains a theme. Okay, so just take a little moment now and close your eyes. Close your eyes and let all of that information soak in. Let all of that busyness kind of just drift away and go to your dream life now. This is in the future. What does it look like? Where are you in the world? What does your day look like? What time do you wake up? How do you spend your time? Who is there with you? How does this make you feel when you are embodying your dream life? And take a nice deep inhale here, breathing in through the nose, expanding through the lungs, and then a nice big sigh out. When you're ready, if you feel like sharing, what was the feeling that you had when you could visualize your dream life? Can you put that all in one word? Zara, just pure love. Robin, at ease. Louisa, joyful. Sophie, freedom. Effortless, calm, content, happy. Yeah, they are some beautiful feelings. Peaceful. It can happen, guys. It is happening and it will happen if you are willing to put the effort in, to take those scary leaps, to do things differently than maybe you have done things before, and to trust yourself. Trusting yourself, trusting the process, that this is going to be your dream life. You got to believe it, right? And you got to take the steps to get you to that next step. So think about, what are your next steps? What can I do today? What can I do next week? What do I need to change or shift? And where do I need support? So what can I do today? Maybe you write a list of all of the things that you want to do or you want to move to. What can you do next week? Maybe it's researching visa costs. What do I need to change or shift? Maybe you need to start saving more and spend less. And where do I need support? Do you need support from your friends, from your family, from outside? Do a course, upskill. One quick tip: if your family is very traditional and they may not have the best interest for you, like, I'm leaving, I'm going somewhere tropical and I'm never coming back, they're probably like, I will miss her a lot, so please don't do that. And it might look like, oh, you could never make that happen. Do you really know? You never finished this, or you never did that, or you dropped out of that. So I know what family can be like. I love my family, but sometimes you just need to figure out who I can tell and when I can tell, because you don't want to be sabotaged along the way. So are you ready for some continued support? If you got everything that you wanted from this experience, you're welcome to leave. It's been a pleasure sharing you with about my journey so far. I'm going to now share a few little things of how you can work with me if you choose to, and you might want to stay on to ask questions at the end. I love answering your questions. So if you don't know, the self-care space is my library of emotional self-care, healing, yoga, yin. We do a live yoga class once a month at Yin Therapy. That's £29 per month. If you DM me on Instagram, you can get a £5 off code. Decoding You is my 7-week program into healing your life, healing your trauma, healing your triggers. It's normally 333 and now it's 167. So it's this month only. Pay it forward 1 is the code to use. I can send you all these links out on an email. And then my dreams workshop is a 2-hour workshop to get clear on your values, passions, talents, and a plan that your dream life. It's a 2-hour workshop. There is a 30-page workbook or a 50-page workbook. It's quite a big workbook. Manifestation meditation, a daily monthly planner. It's £59. It's on my website. That's where a lot of people start. And then the dreams workshop is actually inside the Consciously Alive CEO. And that's where I direct people to go to if they want to build their own boss biz business and become their own CEO of their life, and a consciously alive CEO. So you build a business that works for you, that works around you, that lights you up, and not something that you are going to hate equally as much as your job currently or what you've done in a previous lifetime. So what we cover inside the business course, because my background is corporate, we cover digital marketing, websites, branding, passive incomes, launch strategies, public relations, law and insurance, social media, email marketing, how to create a course, accounting, systems and automations, simplifying technology, how to create an online platform, business planning, paid advertising. So there are the basics, there are the strategies. So you get like your nuts and bolts, how to do all of the different parts of running a business. But this course, it's strategy, that's the bulk of it, but it's also energetics, it's real life examples, and there's also a 7-week chakra healing so that we are going through all of the different chakras to heal different parts that may be out of alignment or unbalanced because of past relationships, bad money mindset, you know, things that have happened in your life where it's made you take different decisions and hasn't given you the most confident outlook on your life. And this is super important when pairing business, creating a business, is because, you know, the solar plexus is all about confidence and having this power to show up online, to create the things you want to create. And if you have a block there, and that may look like having knots in your stomach, IBS, low self-worth, we need to clear that up so that you can come and shine your light to the world. So that's just one example of why chakras, why I integrate that into my business course. So yeah, skills and strategy, energy and healing, daily support and guidance, and real life examples. I've worked in travel, in cosmetics, department stores, activewear brands, and then online businesses, digital, all of the things. So you're getting like a full foray of different elements in my business program. And the healing part, so these are other modules in my course. There's the chakra healing journey that's sprinkled out the first 7 weeks. You get 3 months access to the self-care space. So you get as much healing, emotional self-support through, and I'll prescribe things to you each module. Human design for business. So when I talked about manifesting generator at the beginning, that is human design. So we have a whole module on that. We get an expert in. We talk about mindset shifts and breakthroughs. So money mindset, confidence mindset, lots of different things there. Period cycle. So there's a whole module on planning or understanding your period, the hormones, the fluctuations, why it's not great to book in leg waxing on your luteal phase or like a big planning meeting because your period's saying no. It's like, no, I just want to be by myself. No. So there's a whole section around like how to build your business around your cycle. And I do this. My masterclass, this is like tonight, is either on my ovulation or around my ovulation. So I never do anything on my period. That week is completely blocked out. And that's one thing I also love about having my own business. And also balancing your feminine, masculine. Traditionally, I have been more masculine in my like, I need to get the best job. I want a promotion, like strive, strive, strive. And now I'm trying to soften and balance the feminine and masculine because we need both. The feminine is just being in ourselves, trusting the process, and the masculine is doing. So if you're all feminine, you might not get a lot done. And if you're all masculine, you probably like burn out real fast and focus on like the numbers and like need to, you know, do this, this, and this, and you don't And so that chapter is about balancing. I love that. We have Amy Rushworth. Don't know if you guys know Amy Rushworth. She's one of my really good friends, and she teaches that workshop. So this is what it looks like. That's kind of what it looks like. You get 12 pre-recorded workshops, so you study in your own time. You have 7 live coaching calls where we meet every second Saturday for question and answer time. And that's where you get one-to-one coaching with me. You get 12 in-depth strategy workbooks. And these are strategy and somatic therapy to work through the chakras, mindset, journaling. And then you get daily support through the Facebook group for all your questions and struggles in between. So this is an example module. You get the workshop link and the slides, the homework, a book recommendation. There's expert sessions in there. It's all pre-recorded so that, because I know people are busy, like I can do 30 minutes after on a Monday night and I can do 30 minutes there. So that's why I have done it like that. Okay, these are just some clients that have worked with me last year. Lauren used to work in TV, and she has now trained as a yoga teacher, gua sha specialist, and is now dropped down to part-time work and has taken on other clients. I've progressed so much more in the last 2 months than I expected to. It's not only from learning the technical skills, the planning techniques, and learning more about managing my energy, but also the confidence that's come from working in a group and watching everyone go through similar issues while trying to grow. Angarad from Wales, she's now a women's wellness coach. She used to be a school teacher. Because of doing this course, my business is now on a journey into fruition much sooner than I expected. I have so much more confidence in myself and the services I offer. I'm showing more commitment to my business, and I'm excited about sharing my gifts with the world. I have learned what my purpose is in the world during this course and feel supported to show up for myself and for the women I want to help. Carly, she is an investment banker, but she has retrained as a holistic health coach, and now she's just launched her activewear brand called Lenny London. You can go check it out. Carly did my course early January last year, and then over last year she launched 2 businesses actually. She says, I'm honestly blown away by how much I have achieved in such a short period of time, and have a newfound confidence to take my business to the next level. The information and detail you provide in the course is unbelievable. Thank you. So here are the details. We start January 22nd on a Saturday. We go from 9 a.m. to 10:15, and this is GMT, so London, UK time. The live component is 7 fortnightly calls. Can you invest £52 per week for your dream? That's a question I ask you, and you get 12 months access to the course. Last year, 55 women graduated in 2021. So I would love to invite you into this next container. Why me? There's lots of business courses out there. And so why me? 15 years experience with real life business experience. A lot of coaches out there have only built coaching businesses, and so really don't have that real life tangible experience. You get the emotional therapy support with me because I'm a trained somatic therapist. I've lived and breathed businesses and built successful international brands. And these people recognize me as well. So we've sold in Equinox, Soul Cycle, Selfridges. We've had collaborations with Cosmo, Grazia. We sold in Goop. I've been featured in all of these different areas as well. So other people think that I'm good at business as well. So the invitation is, you can pay in full today, and it's £2,500. Or you can take the payment option, which is £209 per month for 12 months. But today I have some specials, as in I'm giving away a one-to-one coaching session with anyone that signs up today in the next 48 hours, but I only have 5 of these. So if you are thinking that you want to join up and you want to get that one-to-one coaching session, I don't normally give away a one-to-one coaching session. You have to buy normally a 6-month pack. So this is like a huge bonus. And I'm also giving away today 12 months of the self-care space. So that's £269 in value. rather than just the 3 months that comes with the course. So total is 1,000 pounds and 19. Actually, I think it's 1,029. I'm not the numbers girl. So they're the two offers that I am giving to anyone that does this masterclass. So this is not going to be on Instagram. This is not on anywhere. This is only for people that come to this masterclass, and whoever watches the replay. So it's first in, first serve. So if you're seeking confidence, skills upgrade, support, and accountability, I would love to welcome you into this container. And this next step ends in 48 hours, unless the 5 spots go quicker. So let's get back to my messy desktop. I am going to put the links in here now. And so if that is you and you're like, yes, I've been waiting for this, this is my thing, I'm going to put the links in here for you. That is the payment plan and the full pay in full. So I want you to listen to your body. I want you to lean into what is good for you. I'm not here to sell you my course. I'm here to share you my journey and how I got there and how I've helped other women do the same thing. So if you have questions, please, I'm going to be here for as long as we have some questions to answer for you. So it can be anything from visas to business to what's it like having a cappuccino in Bali. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. We've just had one person sign up. Amazing. We have a Laura. Welcome, Laura. So there's 4 left now. So no questions. Everyone's being quiet now. That's okay. I know. Where is my business registered? It's still registered in the UK. So I still pay tax in the UK. And yeah, that's where it's registered. What platform did you use to create the self-care space, and how do you record meditations and such? I use a platform called Uscreen. If you want to DM me, Victoria, I can send you the link straight to it and the package that I use. And I use meditations I record using a podcast mic. Before, in the beginning days, I just record on my laptop, even my iPhone, literally. I didn't have any professional equipment when I first started. I just had a want, a need to share with the world. So I didn't let all of those things stop me. So yeah, podcast mic, I think you can get them on, or even a mic. Actually, I can show you here. I have these little things that clip on, and this is what I used when I film yoga. So if you are a yoga teacher or Pilates teacher, these are great. One clips into your camera or iPhone, and then one stays on you. This is Rode. These are expensive. They like 150 pounds, but now I can do everything. I can do, when I'm mobile and I like go somewhere to record, I record on this. I record, yeah, lots of things. So they are great. Hope that it has helped. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to take some water, and then if that is it, we might wrap it up. Thank you so much. Yes, welcome to go. No need to hang around. If you enjoyed the course, the masterclass, I always like to know. So DM me on Instagram. I like hearing from you. And if you have any questions, send me a message. Ask away. I also love like making sure that the course is for you. So if you also say, Phoebe, this is what I'm thinking, this is where I'm at, I'm like, maybe not for you, you know. So I'm not here to like, everyone needs to do this course. In terms of timing, you need about 2 to 3 hours a week to do the module and to do the workbook. So if you need to be able to spare 2 to 3 hours a week. So I should have put that in the masterclass. So that is it. I'm going to sign off now. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Thank you. Welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks, Cleo. Thanks, Sophie. Bye, Letitia. Bye, Talini. You're welcome, Bethany. See you, Elizabeth. Okay. Ciao, ciao.